Okay, glute setup quick start. Begin with the bands attached to the lower back. Bring them around to the front. Cross them in front of the hips. Each band goes behind the opposite leg. Behind the leg, loop under your foot. Do the same for the other. Crossed behind the opposite leg. Loop under the foot. As you stand up, kind of adjust for comfort so it doesn't, pull in your thighs and so forth. Now even here, you'll know if you have it set up properly in that the bands almost want to pull you forward, even at the loosest setting. So in order to even stand up straight, you have to contract your glutes constantly just to stay erect. So obviously anything you do now will be working your glutes. Any compound lift, a whole body movement. So even walking, walk deliberately, contract the glutes, you will feel it. Going up steps or stairs, box step ups. Contract at the top with each step. Works the glutes. Any sort of lunge movement. At the top, contract the glute. Obviously, any sort of squatting, any deadlifts. Working the same muscles as a deadlift, but also working the glutes on top of that. Sumo deads. Good mornings. Glutes working for all those exercises. Working now. I need to relax them. As you can see, you can use this with glute thrusts, glute bridges, anterior tilt of the hips, up and hold at least 2 or 3 seconds for each rep. So let's use the glute configuration with the glute thrust. Pretty straightforward. Again, always hold each rep at the top for at least 2-3 seconds. Glute setup for kettlebells. Same initial setup, lower back, bring to the front. This time do not cross them. Take them down to the same side leg. So, right side band, right side leg, left side, left side. Again, when you stand up, just for comfort, you'll feel that same forward tug. Not quite as pronounced as cross because the bands aren't stretched quite as far. But now you have this opening. So you can do your kettlebell swings, snatches, etc., as well as cable pull-throughs. Okay, so quick bonus exercise. We're going to attach the cables run the cables from a door anchor to anywhere on the front of the vest. I'm going to do the upper chest. This will be similar to a cable pull-through, or a kettlebell swing, but since we are connecting these to the chest, your hands will be free, so you can use your hands for, other weights or bands or what have you. But also the leverage is really way harder than a swing or a cable pull-through. So walk forward, and now you have to contract the glutes to keep it from pulling you over. So here's the position. So again, squatting, any deadlift, kettlebell movement, good mornings, pretty much any full body thing you can think of. Like right now I'm having to keep my glutes contracted to keep from being pulled over. And these haven't walked out very far, and these are not big, thick bands. Now keep in mind, if you're, for example, a power lifter or looking to really increase your squat or deadlift, you want to limit how much you do these because it gets you wanting to lean forward. And for a lot of exercise, especially deadlift, you want to lean back. So this can kind of entrain counterproductive kinesthetic movements and patterns. It's a great exercise, something to mix in, but I wouldn't do it too awfully much. So how do you adjust the bands and increase the tension? Well, you really just have to make them stretch farther and farther. You do that by connecting them and making them travel farther. So connect them farther from these lower back carabiners and then route them through those carabiners. So starting with our loose setup, you can then move them to the middle back carabiner. Then you can take them back to that lower back, but take them across so they're traveling even further. You can even connect them to higher up carabiners, farther up your back, then route them down through the initial lower carabiner. You notice as you do that, the bands start from looser and get tighter, 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 so that by the time you're rerouting them from your lower back, the bands only reach to here. So you really have to stretch them far to get them down around your ankles. So for example, here you can see they're attached high up on the back. I could go even further, higher, run down through those initial carabiners. Keep in mind, do not let the bands run over the gate or the hinge on a carabiner, or it could rub and scratch the band. The gates are on the inside, band on the outside. But notice all the further down the bands go now. And I could have even crossed them on the back to make them travel a little further, take them further up even in the front and run them down to the back. So now they really have to stretch to go to that opposite leg, under the foot, opposite leg, under the foot, adjust for comfort. So right there, some pretty darn good tension. Definitely trying to pull me forward. Definitely having to keep my glutes contracted. So that's how you adjust the bands.